With Richard Greenwood, who you are an early member.
I am an early member.
Tell me about your history with the railway.
I joined in December 1964 when I and a group of other people decided to buy a little old steam engine, and we needed somewhere to keep it. So the Worth Valley Railway was about to set up, and it didn't have any engines, so they said, bring your engine here.
Yes, you can show off your engine and
yeah.
you have somewhere to keep it. I see,
right.
Win-win. So what have you done in your time since 64? Did you keep the engine? What?
Oh, well, I became a fireman on the opening of the railway, and 12 months later I became a steam driver.
Wow.
But, eventually the old bones start creaking and everything else starts giving way. So I stopped driving about 4 years ago.
But you were there as the fireman on the opening, so this weekend, the 50th anniversary, is pretty special.
I didn't actually fire on the opening day, and it was the weekend afterwards when I had my first firing turn, and it was on the Ivert.
Wow.
Now the Ivert, built in 1949, was a modern engine. Yeah. Very, very comfortable to ride on.
Yeah.
Well, it is for the driver because he has a padded seat, but the fireman has a hard wooden seat, you've got to remember that. But modern engine, everything works, everything in reach, and they were built for lines like this. And that particular engine came from Skipton.
Right.
And two benefactors of the railway, Hubert Foster and I'm forgetting his name, Ron Ainsworth. Thank you, Ron Ainsworth bought it between them, and eventually it passed to the railway.
Have you been watching Tom, Peter and the team restore the Ivert?
Oh yes. Giving them moral encouragement.
Don't do it like that.
But I'm no longer able to sort of wield the big spanners.
Oh no, you want to be supervising, telling them what to do.
Well, yeah. The trouble is they don't do what you tell them.
Oh, can't get the staff these days, can you?
They're good lads. They're good lads, yeah.
Now I'm with Phil, who you were on the inaugural train. Tell us your role on the day on the opening train.
I was one of the firemen, because
Okay.
there were two engines on it, so there were two firemen. Yeah, and it was a matter of luck really, because they drew names out of that and my name came out.
And did that make you feel great, or did you go, oh my goodness, this is everyone's going to be watching me, I've got to do my job properly?
Well, yeah, but in them days it was early days and we were all a bit green as grass.
Yeah.
Didn't really know what was going to happen. But of course what did happen was, because they were in dispute on British Railways as it was then, the hundreds of people, all the nation's press turned up to this.
Wow.
Because we're the only railway working normally,
Yeah.
because they were on a work to rule then.
So what was that day like then?
I don't really remember a great lot about it. I said there was a lot going on, and we had lots of pictures taken for everybody, for press and the Times, the local papers, and it was a bit hectic really. And then of course we had the firing job to do inside of all that.
So tell me what that is then. Is that putting the coal in?
Putting the coal in, keeping water in the boiler, steam in the boiler, and looking out for signals when you're not doing anything else.
Wow. It's quite a skilled job.
It's quite a lot involved. It's not more than throwing coal about.
No, because you've got to put the right amount of coal. You've got to see what the heat's at, and
right amount in the right place.
Yeah.
And, on the opening train, reopening train should I say, I'm the fireman again.
Wow, so right back to where you started.
Yeah.
And there'll be people
50
taking
years.
photos of you this time and filming and
50
everything.
Yep, 50 years on and I'm still doing it.
Heavy.